This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
We're going to talk with Michelle Kaufman here from the Miami Herald. If you want to follow her, you can follow her on Twitter at Kauf Sports. You can catch her work at the Miami Herald website. Let's bring her aboard. Michelle.
The other thing is Sophie needs her shoes.
Good afternoon, Michelle.
Hey, how are you?
Very good. Very good, Michelle. How you doing? You doing all right? You hanging in there? You busy?
Hanging in there, yeah. I'm busy. I'm writing stories that, sports are actually they're resuming to resume. So I have something to write about.
Okay, good. That's excellent. So what are the new developments now with the MLS? What's going to happen here with the teams practicing, start dates, all that stuff? What do we know?
Yeah. Well, MLS, it is officially official that the commissioner came out the day before yesterday and said that, they reached a revised collective bargaining agreement with the players, which includes a detailed plan for return to play, which is going to be a tournament in Orlando. The exact opening date and a few of the details are still being worked out, but what I've heard is that they will report like the week of June 24th, all 26 teams report to Orlando, all staying in one all-inclusive resort. They'll play at the ESPN Wide World of Sports. It'll be a World Cup-style tournament with 3 group games and then a 16-team knockout round. The teams that don't make the knockout round go home. Also, the league yesterday lifted the moratorium on full team training, full squad training. So they had been told that they could do small group training, but now teams are allowed to do, by the league, full squad training as long as it complies as the plan. Each team devises a plan, submits the plan, and if it complies with all of the league rules and the local government and health authorities, then teams are starting today allowed to have full team practices on their fields as long as they comply with everything. And clubs that are able to hold their own full practices and do the required COVID testing that's going to be required for the Orlando tournament will be allowed to stay in their home markets for one extra week and report to Orlando 1 week later. Teams that can't provide the testing and or the practices in full squad will have to go to Orlando first and have that one extra week. Everyone is going to be...
Wait a minute. So the budget of different teams matters here on how they protect their players? Is that
not the budget? It's based on availability of ability to do testing, and the field thing is just about does your city allow you to have 23 guys on a field together practicing soccer?
Okay, but the part of the testing, wouldn't it be the league that purchased all the tests for everybody?
No, they're not. The league is gonna provide all the testing in Orlando. But if a team wants to provide their own testing, as long as it's at the same level of the testing they're going to be doing in Orlando, they're allowing those teams to stay in their home market.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, if you stay in your home market, then you will have to then take on the expense of all the testing. I see.
Yeah. If your team wants to stay, and if you want to stay in your home market one extra week, then you can do that. But you have to provide testing, the same testing that the guys will be doing in Orlando.
What do you know what Miami's going to do?
No, I don't know what they're going to do, but I know that they've been so far. Miami was one of the first 4 teams to begin individual training. They were one of the first teams to start small group training, so they've been ahead. They've been ahead of the group on, so far of the 2 phases so far, and I'm assuming that, they're going to start full team training as soon as they get the clearance to do it. They have huge fields, huge facilities, availability. I assume that they're going to start full team training pretty soon. And they seem to me a team that if the players, if they want to spend one more week at home, I think they'll be a team that does. But at the end of the day, they're all going to be there, all 26 teams. And from what I understand, the maximum number of days that they can be there is 35 based on the new collective bargaining agreement. The Orlando portion of the season is maximum 35 days, which if they were to report on June 24th, that would mean that on July 29th, they would leave. And then the NBA is coming in on July 31st. So basically, ESPN Wide World of Sports will host the MLS through the entire month of July. And then the NBA will come as soon as the MLS guys check out. The NBA guys will check in.
That's really, really interesting. And Michelle, do we know how many games the season is?
Oh, they want to play a full season. Right now, their plan is still to play 34 games full season. This tournament in Orlando is basically to get everybody up and running again.
Right.
It's a made-for-TV event. It's also a great opportunity for MLS to position itself as the first and only live sporting that's going to be going on in the month of July. So as long as the NBA is behind them and Major League Baseball is behind also, in the month of July, starting, July 2nd, July 3rd, July 4th, whatever, MLS will be the only team, only professional league, major professional league that's playing. So, for a league that is continues to desperately try to become more and more relevant in the American sports landscape, they know that fans around the country are craving live sports, even if it's a, made-for-TV golf event, whatever it is. People are craving live sports, and MLS is positioning itself to be the very first big pro league that's going to be on TV. So when you turn on ESPN and Univision, you're going to see MLS through the month of July. So, it's a chance for them to not have any competition and play 1 month of games in a round-robin type World Cup format, which people like. It's not just like continuing their regular season games that don't lead or culminate in anything, right away. It's a chance to get people kind of sucked into a tournament format for that month. And then their hope is that in August, when they return to their home markets, they will have gotten a boost from being on national TV in July, and then they will continue to play their games. They're saying, well into December. Like the MLS Cup, will likely not be before December.
Yeah, it's and interesting because it looks to me, and I've already predicted this, that in 2030 the MLS will pass Major League Baseball, and we're watching baseball screw itself again. They're haggling over everything, and the MLS is slowly but surely doing everything right and growing like crazy in this country. And by 2030, all these young people that have been watching and following soccer will be on board, and a lot of young people will not be watching baseball. And this is an interesting offseason here, because if baseball ends up screwing it up and no season, and the MLS is out there, like you said, by itself, abusing July and taking advantage of everything, this is a nice jump for them to get ahead on the curve. And this is another reason why soccer is growing in this country, man. They get it and they connect, where baseball is not connecting with the public. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think it was really, really imperative. It was very, very important to MLS leadership and players to get back out there and to get into the people's, to get back on the radar, and especially in a time when no other sports are going on. It's a great opportunity for them from a PR standpoint. If they do it right, if they produce the games well and make them entertaining, and it's a, knockout round, 3 games, and then a knockout round. Everybody can understand that. Everybody likes that system. Everyone knows how the World Cup works. I think that, it's a great opportunity for MLS, if they do it right, to grow their fan base and to get eyeballs on their sport, people who normally wouldn't be watching. But if that's all that's on, and you start watching and you get sucked in, you start following your local team, the people in Miami, that they don't have any other teams to watch right now, and the Heat isn't starting up again until July 31st, then in the month of July, you've got Inter Miami. That's your team. And if you live in Atlanta, if you live in Kansas City, wherever you live, you're going to start following your team in this MLS tournament. It's a great opportunity for the league, like you said, to take advantage of a horrible situation that we're all in and try to parlay it into getting some more fans. And that's why, they were squabbling also with the union, with the Players Association. They had some issues. But at the end of the day, the players, the league was started off talking about a 50% pay cut for many of their players. Then they dropped it to 20. Then they dropped it to 10. It turned out that the players are going to be giving a 5% pay cut. So, the league made major concessions. The players also made some concessions, but at the end of the day, over this past weekend, they spent countless hours trying to work out the last few things. One was a force majeure clause in their contract, which I know is a big thing now with all the leagues. What happens when there is a catastrophe or a pandemic like there is now? What is going to happen to salaries? What's going to happen to other economic issues? So that's one thing they were, going down to the wire over that, and over how much of a pay cut would the players have to take, how much of the broadcast fees in 2023 were the players going to give up, because the players for the first time are going to get a portion of the broadcast fees starting in 2023. They were going to get 25%. They dropped it to 12.5% for that season, but then after that they'll go back up to 25%. So, they negotiated, both sides compromised. It got very heated. From what I understand, there were definitely heated conversations and arguments and everything between the union and the league leadership. But at the end of the day, on Thursday, no, today's Thursday, Wednesday, whatever, they came to they came to a compromise, and they're going to be able to start up their league first. And I think that was really important to them, to be the first league to come back. They can honestly say, we are the first major sports league that's coming back, and we're going to start up end of June, and you're going to see games in July, and they're not going to have any competition. There will be nothing else. They will have no competition.
Smart. It's just absolutely smart that they're able to do that. So do you know about your access at all yet? Do they know if you're going to be covering, or is it all going to be virtual for you?
No, I think they're going to allow media to go for games, not for the training, because there's really nothing to see for the training. I think we will be allowed to go to cover the games. I have to get special permission, though, actually, right now at the Miami Herald. We're not even working within the newsroom. We're all working remotely.
Right.
So if you have any travel that you need to do for an assignment, there's a whole special thing you have to do now. You have to get permission from the company to allow you to travel. You have to make a proposal, explain what it is you're covering, explain why it's important for you to be there in person. And and then if the company gives me permission, then I do plan to go and cover at least, the beginning. I would say maybe their first couple games, just to see it, experience it, and describe what it's like for them.
That's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's great to get soccer back. What else do we know? Any other nuggets? Any international players could be added? What do we hear?
No, they said that the transfer windows right now are completely in flux. Everything is changing because of everything that's gone on. So I don't really think anything is happening on that front right now. I will tell you, switching gears, I spoke to Coach Larinaga. UM basketball is one of my other beats. And the fact that there's no sports has made it very difficult for recruiting in college basketball, because normally this time of year, AAU basketball is huge, and summer leagues and all that stuff. And right now, all of that is on hold. So college coaches, which normally in the month, of April and this time of year, they're focusing on watching prospective players in summer leagues. Right now, there are no summer leagues. So it's really, really changing the face of recruiting, which is another story that I'm working on.
Interesting. All right. Well, looking forward to it. I can't wait to get the MLS season back on track. We're going to be really active during the MLS season. I'm looking forward. I don't even know what I'm going to do, if we're going to be broadcasting the games from the stadium, or we're actually going to have our people there. I haven't even heard that myself yet. So,
yeah. Well, they're going to announce in the next, I would say by Monday, probably, we're going to get the full, the details of the Orlando tournament. And once that comes out, And it, with scheduled games and that kind of thing, then we can really start making our plans.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Follow her on Twitter so you can get the latest on your Inter Miami squad at Kauf Sports. Michelle, as always, you are awesome. Stay safe this weekend and keep grinding away. Be good.
All right. Thanks. Take care.
There you
All
go.
right. Bye.
The great Michelle Kaufman.